I saw Spider-Man yesterday. Saw it for the second time. It was kind of boring the second time around, but I mean overall I like the film. I just like Spider-Man in general, so you know, even something crappy like Spider-Man 3 is fun. The story was kind of lame, and
the story?
I don't really like the villain.
No, the villain was okay. Just felt kind of like, why is he a villain now all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of inconsistencies, like in terms of like what people did. Like when Peter goes like out of his way to go to Oscorp and like he sneaks around and eventually bitten by the spider. Then like 2 scenes later, he just goes straight to Kirk Connor's house. Like try to find out about his father. It's like, why didn't he do that in the first place?
I thought like parts of his performance as Spider-Man was just lacking.
As Spider-Man or Peter Parker?
Well, I just didn't really like his acting. But I thought the villain was good.
Yeah.
I thought everybody else's acting was decent, but parts of his acting was just, it ruined it.
The relationship between Peter Parker and what's her name? Gwen Stacy. Yeah, it has a lot of spark or something like that.
Yeah, they clearly wanted to have sex with each other for the entire movie.
Yeah, they have.
Like that's the one thing I noticed about Gwen Stacy is like she was like desperately like horny the entire time for Peter Parker. Even when he was like mortally injured, he's like, "Make out with me, please."
Exactly. What about you, Julia? What did you do for
the week? Just been catching up on old comic books. The ones that we got from that warehouse.
Yeah, that comic book warehouse was really pretty awesome.
Sunset Park. They own Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
So like all their surplus stuff?
All their right. It's disgustingly huge.
disgustingly huge is the right word for it.
You could get lost in it.
Yeah, I found the single Watchmen issues from back in the... When did it come out?
86?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm serious. But they were used.
Yeah.
Obviously used, but he had all of them in a stack.
How much did they cost?
And
they were like
cheap. I think
they weren't really expensive. He said you could get like the whole stack for like maybe $60 or something like that.
The
singles, yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Worth a pretty penny.
We got that video of the graphic novel. It's like an animated version of the graphic novel.
Oh yeah, the motion comic.
I hate it.
Why do you hate the motion comic? What's wrong?
I'd rather read it.
It did get kind of boring, I would have to say.
Boring.
Is it better or worse than the film?
Well, when you read a comic book, you can go at your own pace.
No, it was all voice. I think it was all voice acted by the same person.
There's just one guy sitting in the basement, voice acting, watching like a really sad fan.
Exactly. So he would do the voice of Spectre.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, don't hurt me.
It's so slow.
Yeah.
The whole movement. And
it was way too slow.
I mean, they've gotten a lot. I mean, they made that around the time that they released the film. So I mean, most of the comics have gotten better than that, I think. But that just seems pointless.
I recently read Alice in Deadland. Just think Alice in a post-apocalyptic world filled with zombies and her getting into all sorts of crazy angst, Alice does.
Is she like a sexy adult? Like
no, she's 16 years old.
60 years old?
16 years old. And she's right up in the world killing zombies. Like that's all she knows how to do. And she hardly knows how to read. That's how it's kind of interesting that way. And
she's stupid, but she can kill.
Yeah, she can kill.
I kill good.
I kill good.
Wait a minute, was she raised in Deadland, or
yes, she was raised in Deadland. She was born and raised in Deadland.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole point of Alice in Wonderland is like she's brought into a world of like adventure. And
no, but that's the thing. It's like in this, it's like she finds out more about the zombies that are in this world, and they're not just crazy maniac zombies. They're more like rabid animals in a sense, which means that they can be taught to do things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she goes
like the end of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, like that. Like
it's
Shaun of the Dead. So in a sense, it's like it's like they're not as dumb as they think, and it's like, and she finds out more about the world. So she's brought into this world where it's not what she always thought it was, and it's a lot more out there. So that's why I really liked it. Yeah, it was pretty good. I really liked it.
One of the first things that popped into my head, after watching The Dark Knight Rises, like, we've had you know, counting like the Tim Burton films and Joel Schumacher and Howard Nolan, like the 7 Batman films where Bruce Wayne fighting all those crazy villains, like I think they should go in a completely different direction, and Batman Beyond would be like the perfect way to start new and to do something different while still having it still be Batman. Yeah, you know, it's like Batman Beyond. It's like Blade Runner meets Spider-Man meets Batman. It's like that's perfect. You know, you can have a crazy future, you know, action. You can have the teen angst that everyone loves these days.
It doesn't love
you know, you can have Batman, and you know, you could have Bruce Wayne be the mentor. So you still kind of have that connection, but it'll be in a new universe.
Personally, I want him to continue and just redo Batman. No, I mean all those other movies like with Michael Keaton, like bring back Joker, Two-Face, everybody, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze. Bring them back, like, but they have his darkness, which I really like, and I'm sad he's quitting, basically.
Maybe they'll do a time jump. That's what I want to see. I want to see them do maybe like 30 years in the future, show me Batman Beyond, give me something new and inventive, and you can have these crazy villains with powers now because now there's more powerful, like more scientific techniques that you can use. There's like, you know, there's all sorts of things that you can do, but you know.
I want to see sidekicks. Like I want to see Robin. I want to see Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see like the Bat family together fighting like the ridiculous villains. I want to see him fighting like King Tut or Egghead or whatever.
The Calendar King.
Yeah, Calendar King, Clock King, Condiment King.
Condiment King. Oh god, not those guys.
Any of those guys. Maybe not that silly, but
maybe not that
something
silly. We'll see. I think a Batwoman movie based on the comic book would be brilliant because you get like everything about. No, they never really had a Batwoman. They had Batgirl.
Well, they've had Batwoman before. There was a Batwoman in the 50s. Kathy Kane, I think was her name. And you know, she was like, it was like before Batgirl, before the Barbara Gordon version. You know, she used to hang out with Batman and Robin and have adventures with them, and Robin would get jealous because Batman and Batwoman would hang out and kind of date.
Oh, really?
And, actually, there was, and Batwoman did have a sidekick called Batgirl who predated the Barbara Gordon version from the 60s. And it was like her cousin
That's
or
the
something.
only one I know.
Yeah, so there was a Batwoman for a while, then they like killed her off and she disappeared. And then, you know, they brought her back a few years ago and updated her. But yeah, Batwoman movie, you know, would be great because, I mean, that original run of like that year-long story arc that they published a couple years ago, it was a great like update. Like it took a lot of the classic elements of Batman, the tragic past, the rich, you know, backstory, you know, the motivation, all the tech and gadgets, but updated. Yeah, like her Batcave is like really kind of small and compact, you know, and you know, she's a very modern woman. You know, she's like a Jewish lesbian, you know, she's dating.
Yeah,
you know, she has a military background. Yeah, she's like a really compelling three-dimensional character. Yeah, you know, and like that, all that stuff like would make a great, you know, like another trilogy.
Yeah, it would make a great trilogy.
The only problem being that movie companies like they don't think women can, you know, headline action films.
Yeah,
you know,
really. Yeah, well, that's a perfect segue to this next topic I really want to talk about. What? Oh my gosh, it's amazing!
Like magic.
Clandestine is going to be a new film by the 1,000 Pounds Action Company, and the main protagonist is going to be a female character, and their films are mainly based on martial arts, based on deep stories, and you get a new fresh look at it. It's like kind of our look because we talk about anime, comics, and video games, and you take all those elements and you put it into their films. So we saw the recent movie, X of the Eagle clip, and we really enjoyed it, right? Like, what do you think, Julia?
Kick-ass.
It was pretty kick-ass?
Pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how they got to do all that in such a narrow alleyway. Like, but they got it done.
Yeah. Choreography was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Intense. Makes you want more. You're like, more. I want more.
Exactly.
You know?
I can't wait until this film is put out there so that we could experience more of it. Like they just recently put up their Kickstarter and they made their quota. Their quota was $75,000, and they made more than that. They made about $88,000 for random people putting their money into this film because they believe that it could be something great.
I'm not even a huge like martial arts fan, but I was pretty taken by it. I mean, the choreography was amazing. considering whatever budget that they had, like, you know, you could tell like there's little effects, like, you know, they did like camera effects, but in terms of like the fighting itself, it was very natural.
Through an interview that I had with them, like they trained in martial arts. Initially, when they first got started, they made a film on YouTube called Round One, and they were just playing around with martial arts and stuff like that. But they trained for years doing this, and then they go about showing these videos, and they say, oh, let's just have fun in the park and just hang out. And then people started to like watch them. They get millions of viewers, and now they're actually trying to make their own property instead of just taking things like they made a Naruto video. And that Naruto video is a property from someone else. Now they're making their own path. Follow the path.
Who said the secret word?
I said the secret word. Ah!
Do they have an idea when it's coming out? Or?
No, they haven't really given a release date as of yet, so just have to wait and see. Thank you for hanging out with me, and hope we can do this again soon. We appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed Robot Meet. See you again soon.